Okay, settle down. Here's a story most of you can probably relate to. A dirty roommate. My story took place back in 2006-ish at my first duty station at Fort Hood, Texas. So, when you're in the army, you'll most likely stay in the barracks, unless you're married and choose to stay off post. If you did choose to stay off post, Uncle Sam will hook you up with what's known as BAH, Basic Allowance for Housing. Single soldiers also had this option to apply for BAH, but most of them rather not deal with the hassle. Moving on, most of the barracks back then were the typical army-style barracks. You know, the ones that kind of look like an insane asylum, which made sense because most of the soldiers are mental as
It's gonna be mental! It's going to be mental.
Luckily, I didn't stay at those at the time. I stayed in what was known as the trailer park. I know, sounds terrible, right?
Wrong.
That is
Them shits were fire, bro!
fire, 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 fire.
Literally brand new structures. Mobile, yes, but brand spanking new. Okay, here's the layout. Picture 10 by 5 rows of single-wide trailers. Each individual trailer divided into 2 little apartments. As you enter, you're immediately in the common area, aka the kitchen and a little hallway. Then you'll see 4 doors, one for the bathroom and the other 3 for individual rooms. Now, this is why the trailers were fire!
Fire, 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 fire.
This was the first time US soldiers were given individual rooms. Remember the asylum I mentioned earlier? Yeah, if you were stuck in them shits, you get no privacy. 0! And you also had to share your bathroom with the room attached behind your room. That's too many asses for one toilet. Moving on, so I'm settling into my new place and I meet the 2 roommates, one medic and one grunt. The grunt was named Sebastian, aka Seabass, and the medic was Alexander, aka Alex. Which of the 2 do you think was the dirty one? The grunt? Wrong, bitch! Stupid fucking frog! Kill yourself!
Jesus Christ.
It was Alexander, the medic. How was he dirty? Excellent question, frog. The rooms. Let's start with my room. Back then, I was on neat freak status. Bed always made, floor and rug always swept and mopped, and no outdoor footwear was allowed in my room. Next was Seabass's room. Wasn't messy, but not clean to my standards. There'd be a few random pieces of gear laying around, as grunts would often use their gear for training. He was a huge gamer with tons of video games and lots of weeb artifacts too. Besides my boy Terry, Seabass was one of the easiest roommates I've ever had. And finally, there was Alex's room, which was a fucking landfill, my guys. I'm talking beer bottles, beer cans, tons of random alcohol bottles, half-eaten food, candy bars, candy wrappers, and the dirty laundry. So much dirty laundry. Not to mention the stench coming from his room.
Do you smell it? That smell. The kind of smelly smell. A smelly smell that smells smelly.
There'd be days I'd walk into the trailer and get hit with a wall of... Now that wasn't the end of his dirtiness. This guy would literally walk into the bathroom, take a shower, and walk out of the shower still smelling like... Okay, Fast forward a few months, and I noticed my toilet paper would go down faster than usual. I figured, not a big deal if the other roomies use it, because there'd be times when I'd notice it had gotten replenished when it wasn't me doing the replenishing. Until I noticed Seabass would enter and exit the bathroom with his own roll. Hey, Seabass, what's up with the TP, man?
Oh, this? I noticed not everyone was contributing to the TP, so I figured I'd secure my own.
I also had my suspicions, but I didn't have any proof. So I decided to get my own proof. Was Alex really freeloading our TP? So I decided to secure my stash in my room until I actually needed it. But I left the last remaining community roll in the bathroom. Within a few days, that roll was down to its last remaining squares. Not quite enough to get you fully clean. So I monitored the situation. Every time Alex came out of his lair, I pay attention to see if he's about to drop a deuce, which he did eventually. Toilet flushes with no sound of the faucet running afterwards.
Did you wash your hands?
And then he'd casually stroll out of the shitter and back into his cave. Now's my chance. I peeked into the bathroom, and what do you think I saw? A completely empty roll. That dirty mofo used up all the TP and didn't have the common courtesy to replenish it.
Jesus Christ.
Replenish it like Seabass and I used to. Keep in mind, there was barely any on there to get the job done anyways. Okay, Private Pal, I got something for you. The next day, I continued to monitor the situation. And same as yesterday, out comes Alexander from his lair. Messy bed hair, boxers, zombie facial expression, and a book. He'd usually always have a book with him while he pooped. Keep in mind, there's no TP in there, and he wasn't carrying a new roll. So I assumed my surveillance position and waited for the enemy to finish his business. A few minutes go by, and flush! Out comes the reading zombie, back into his bacteria-filled lair. Some say the Rona originated from his filthy room, and he's the original patient zero. So I waited about 5 minutes for the poop stench to clear out before I went in. I quietly make my way into the bathroom, and then...
Snake, are you okay? Snake? Snake!
Luckily, I saved at a checkpoint. I slowly approached the toilet and inspected the empty TP roll. Just as I thought. Same empty roll from yesterday, which left me wondering, what sort of sorcery was he doing in here that allows him to poop without TP? Is he just walking around all crusty and shitty? I gave him the benefit of the doubt and figured, oh, he's probably washing up in the shower afterwards. However, I heard neither the shower nor the faucet running afterwards, and both were bone dry. Not only is my guy not washing his ass, he's also not washing his hands.
Did you wash your hands?
So, as I'm about to exit the bathroom, slightly confused, with the look of disgust on my face, something catches my eye in the toilet bowl. No, it can't be. He wouldn't, I said to myself in disbelief as I moved in closer to confirm my findings. Do you know what was submerged in the toilet bowl? To be continued.
Psych!
I'm back. Do you know what was submerged in the toilet bowl, my guys? Little strips of paper. Not the remaining strands of paper from the roll. Oh, no, no, no. It was from the pages of the book he was reading. My guy literally sacrificed his book on the porcelain throne of chocolate pudding. Disgusting. Later that day, I had a good laugh with Seabass about the whole situation. Alex eventually got the picture and started buying his own TP. Moral of the story: don't let your laziness and cheapness land you in a shitty situation. If you've had a shitty roommate, a dirty roommate, or a bad roommate experience, please chime in below, share your story with the rest of us. If you are living with a dirty roommate right now, definitely comment, let me know what you think. If you enjoyed my bullshit video in any way, shape, or form, good, I'm glad you enjoyed it. Peace and chicken grease.